watching.
No pieces to flow.
A4, A5, so they are getting pressed here and on the other side, both sides. Pawns are getting blocked with each other. Well, it will be. It's very hard to imagine that there will be something out of this.
But okay, this is somehow logical because so is top players meaning already not. So I mean, a draw would not be something which would be unusual. I mean,
of course, especially in a Berlin. I mean, it's clear that you can choose.
Yes,
like this.
I'm a bit more surprised about Aronian, who is the favorite in the game, and he went with white for. I mean, maybe he has something. Maybe he.
Okay, but on the other hand, against the Petrov, it's
nothing.
Also very difficult to choose. So top players also say, okay, I do what I can, and if my opponent chooses that opening,
it's
I
not
still
criticizing.
try.
It's trying to understand his.
Yes.
It's not. You understand? We all have. I remember that when Matthew Sadler he quit chess and he started writing book reviews for New Chess, and he started one of his reviews. The good thing about not being a professional chess player anymore is that I don't wake up in the night all sweat, asking myself what I'm going to play tomorrow against the Grunfeld. So those were not the times of the Petrov and the Berlin yet, but it's the same thing. I mean, you have this nightmare. What I'm doing against these openings, the Marshall. Also.
I know, I was there.
Yes.
I had not nightmares, but in reality, when I woke up, I had to deal with all these openings. King F2, Black played G5. You can see on the body language of Wesley that, well, I'm not happy with this, but okay, let's play. Let's see if I can get anything unpleasant for Ilya.
I don't think he would be unhappy either because he's an objective player. He's not trying to... I don't think he's the kind of player who would try to play against objective, for a win against the objective.
No, absolutely, but still you have probably, he would be more happy to have a more lively position with more action happening, right?
Yes.
Because Ilya is a very interesting player and also because he believes in himself that if it's going to be a messy position, he will have more chances, let's say.
But this can be also a small psychological trick. I mean, you sit like this, I mean, you're just bored, okay, maybe let's make a few more moves, this is what your body language shows. And then you make a small mistake, and then he starts playing, and his body language changes.
Well, now he played knight c5, and now there is a big question what black will go b6, because after b6, I think knight d7 is possible. And then b5 is a must. So the question is whether who does this favor?
No, okay, with the knight c5, then I think I like.
Well, knight c5 goes back, so after knight c5, probably black will be going
knight d6. Rook b8 is too. Or rook a7. No, but rook e7, a7
rook e7, rook a7 also possible, b6, with preparation of b6.
But knight d7, okay, so what? Knight d7.
Also knight e6 is possible.
Yes.
Well, okay, we are not going to analyze this because it is pretty balanced. So we have the fourth game. Wow. Let's see this because this is Dominguez against Rothstein. Maxim, it was also Berlin, anti-Berlin, d3, bishop c5, c3, castle, castle, d5. Knight d2, d takes e4, d takes
Bishop
e4, queen
G6 was
e7.
just for white to take the pawn with bishop c6 and knight e5. When d5 was played, I know, I remember analysis.
Yeah.
No, this is too dangerous. No?
Okay, so knight d2 takes, queen e7, h3 against bishop h4, I guess, a5, a4.
You know, it's very
d8.
strange because earlier in such structures, Italian, d3 Spanish, white sometimes played a4 and then black, and now white
bishop
choose
g6,
between a6 and
c3.
a5. And nowadays, in both openings, they frequently play a5.
Black play a5.
Yes, because there are some dynamic things with a4.
c3, castle,
So actually
and then white is playing a4 to stop.
It was Dominguez
the possible a4 for black.
And actually, in a more general meaning, there are positions where
okay, so queen
when you analyze,
c2, bishop
you just make the moves
d6,
h4, h5
bishop
first of all,
g5,
because you know that one of the
queen
players will
d7,
advance the h-pawn. And the other one will do the
h4.
same. So it just makes
So
the
queen c2 castle is still the Dominguez game.
position. So
Bishop
Queen
d6 seems
c2
to be the novelty.
and
Bishop
knight
d6.
b8. Look
What
what was played there. Queen d7.
Yes. I mean, okay.
Knight b8. What is this move?
It's funny.
Black
no?
wants to go
After
this, right?
castle.
Regrouping his queen c2, queen
wants to-
c6,
to
bishop e6, knight
reach
d7.
perfect symmetry.
Visualize it.
But actually,
Because
Aronian
it
is
seems,
thinking more.
with the knight on c6, it seems that
He's
black
thinking
is slightly better
more. He
developed.
went bishop d5, bishop h4,
because,
but
okay,
he says
With
no,
the-
no, no, no,
I believe
I
to
go
go
knight
bishop
b8, so I'm not
Because
going
it's
to
knight on
change
c6,
the
it's
bishop.
also about the quality of development.
Somehow
Knight on
create
c6
the
is,
e5
It's not
square
a
for
right
knight.
place to-
But generally speaking, just asking us from c4 player
Because he
or
wants to
e4
go knight
player.
d7, knight
Is there
f8,
any
knight
yes.
d6.
But then it means that white is a bit better developed.
Yeah,
no?
it's
Because he
hard to
has the
say.
knight on d2
It
already.
will be very slow.
but
very slow. Yeah, but the rook is not
I don't see
there.
anything
rook
big
e1.
And
for
it's not
white.
clear to me whether h3 is
Well, later
plus
on
or
probably
minus
he wants to
because
go
if black can go
b4,
knight
a4,
a4,
and
then
then
positional.
it-
Of course, the big fight is
rook
going
e1.
on generally in
Earlier,
these lines on the e file. Look, knight d8, knight e8.
Yeah, but let's say rook e8. I mean, it will be knight. What a knight ending. If you look at the
Very
position-
unusual plan.
Yes, yes. No,
Black
is there
is
a
trying
danger
to
of queen?
regroup
there
it
can be
here and
different
maybe
kind
to
of
come with
games
this knight to
later on,
d7
right?
and f6.
Yes, that's his idea probably. I mean, if I
Very
know that
interesting
with
plan.
black I get this position with the Petrov, I will play only this against strong players somehow.
I've never seen this
Doesn't
before.
feel- No, I have put my knight on d6 in this structure a few times,
Well,
but
it's not much.
somehow at this
Black played
stage, I
rook
mean, black is
f8.
playing counter-developing
It
moves.
looks very solid.
Incredible.
I would be
But white-
surprised
white
if
is
black
not so well
gets
developed
any problem
either,
here.
so,
But let's move on to board 3.
Of course, he cannot.
Smirin. It's a very strange plan.
We're talking about the knight on d6. I
We
believe
thought we moved
I
from
have it
one
in my
game
blood.
to
I
another, but it
sometimes play
seems like the
just
next
this.
board is more or less the same, just a little bit progress further
But maybe
away.
this was a different opening. Maybe
Go knight b8 and the next move to go knight
no,
e6.
no. This is each move has some.
I mean,
meaning,
what
but
can our viewers,
But
our club players say when we, in principle, say you have to develop with your pieces and then look the center, the open files.
May I give an advice to our spectators? Don't try this at home.
I mean, going knight b8 and knight e8,
No, at this
very
stage, of course,
original. And we can't say
Queen
that
f8.
even f5 is not something black is playing at all. Maybe in another 15 moves.
Yes. Well, okay, if black still plays queen f8, then my only question is how is the bishop
The
reaching
bishop
h8, no?
Yeah, but talking seriously about it, he really wants to get here.
So he didn't like the idea of bishop c6 followed by knight c4, probably. So this
Yeah,
is why
okay,
he wanted knight b8.
that I completely understand that he wanted to avoid this and to have a nice knight on c4.
And the knight is not so
Which
well
is still
placed
not
of-
the end of the world,
Yeah, of
but
course.
I understand the pawn structure is not something that black is...
He wanted to forget about it. And okay, knight b8, okay, this is typical
and the
for...
strange thing is it? I mean, normally you would have a preparation on this, right? But it was not a preparation because white has spent 7 minutes plus 6, so it's like 13 minutes
and
up to now.
Black is almost in time trouble.
And black spent already 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Nearly 45. So it's a plan which was not prepared at all. It's a surprise plan.
No, I repeat, the knight on d6 doesn't surprise me, but at this stage to go back like this with
Well,
all the
now
pieces,
the good thing is for black that knight c4 is not
C6.
possible because of c6.
Yes.
So the question is after knight e8. Can white play... Well, probably white will have to come back in order to
or to
open
B3,
up.
or to
to
B3.
go to b3. Knight b3, very...
I mean, no, bishop b3, I meant to go to b3 with the bishop.
To bishop c4, you mean?
Yes, to go to c4 and b3, yes. That was my...
But I don't know.
And after knight d6.
I don't know if I like
but
that.
I'm toying around with the development too, no?
I think I'd rather
Maybe
have
b6,
my bishop on
b6,
f1.
bishop a6. No. Maybe.
Well, b6 is possible. Also, I can try to start jumping around or even going back with the bishop and knight
black is
c5.
still better developed somehow. Okay, so knight b3.
It takes too long time for me, bishop c4. So I want to go back here.
Okay.
Let's say you go knight d6. And
Knight
then I
b3
can,
or
knight b3 or knight c4. Knight c4 makes sense, actually. Knight c4 makes sense. I'm attacking, so do you
Probably
play
he
knight d7?
Or takes.
Well, if takes, was it such a big deal to make 3 moves to exchange my knight?
No, knight d7 better.
I'm threatening with this.
No, knight d7 first, yes, and... No, bishop f1 and knight c4 makes a lot of sense.
Here, knight d7.
Yes,
right?
knight d7.
Okay, but now maybe I'm going to make some
Bishop
provocative
g5 anyway, so f6
things.
probably.
f6.
Okay, but that's a small win.
And
Bishop d2.
Bishop d2, or wonder if... I mean, now my plan is b4. Is this knight really so good on d6?
And knight h4 is an issue. Maybe there will be even a mate. Knight g6 check, hg, queen h4 mate.
Wow, you really see a lot of moves ahead. You have a good imagination, I see. Sometimes you want to give a check here,
Yes.
check knight g6 afterwards, and queen h4.
Yes.
But that's far away. That is not something black
I
has
know.
to be very much worried
But
yet.
as a commentator, we can talk about it. No, but I mean, white has some chances.
Knight
Even-
e8. So the surprise is there, and now Dominguez just doesn't understand. What? What is this?
No, bishop f1 I like. Your suggestion is... knight b3, I'm not so sure. Where is the knight heading?
Well, I just wanted to open up for the diagonal of my bishop,
The same
or
idea,
somehow to get out. So, but I think bishop f1 is something that will come, because anyway, if black goes here, you will come back, right? So we might as well just move earlier.
Yeah, so probably we want to exchange that knight on d6 because...
But by the way, I have another question. What happens if on this move, can white play b4 and takes knight b3?
uh-huh,
b6?
maybe.
Well, I don't know. Can't white go bishop b2? Or
And now you know what the surprise
there
will be.
and bishop d2?
You know the surprise now. Maybe knight c6.
Well, it was Berlin.
No, but
knight c6 is not possible.
The rookie
Takes and
one.
takes
Yeah,
and
but
b4. It means that
So as from knight
knight b4, queen c5.
knight d4. Knight
Well,
d4 looks bad. No?
This game
Just take on d4.
between Smirin and Wesley So is though you can play. Black has a nice position, by the way. Yeah. So just
Those
because
A
everything
and
is
B
symmetrical,
pawns.
I think Dominguez will find some.
He has
I don't trust the plan of black because I think a little bit then why
no, it's
you don't have
White
enough
can
time
also
to
put
go
his
backwards
knight
for, but still,
Of course,
on
no,
move
Black
11 and
has a
12.
nice
Once you
position
develop,
we understand the concept.
probably he's trying to go.
but
If you have enough time, gaining
Yes.
space,
And
maybe
White
even
didn't do anything
h4.
wrong.
No, of course, he can play any position. No, I mean
Yeah,
mistakes.
I mean,
No, I mean the first
but
defense.
it's it's very hard to create something here.
each player. But okay.
Thank you. This is what about my
the opponent
E4.
very well. His
Okay, so this
style,
was
his
USA
weaknesses, his
Israel,
impatience,
very
whatever.
tough game.
Absolutely.
Just let's look back
whatever.
on the first board. Generally, it's a draw. I mean, Ilyas Mirin is a very good grandmaster. Well, this is what we were looking by the way. He should not make. Look, this is an attacking play. H4, F4, Bishop C8, Rook C8 was played, and GF4.
For him because these are very physical games of how to regroup. Somehow his pieces are flowing.
It's a very fun game.
But now there are from obvious pieces to flow. Position
A4, A5, so they are getting pressed here and on the other side, both sides. Pawns are getting
matter
blocked
with
each other.
But it's about principles. I mean, okay, this
well,
is what
it will be. It's very hard to imagine that there will be something out of
but
this.
Okay, this is of course white has to take the pawn and black has to. Because so is top players, Mirin,
and we
already
have
not.
Fabi.
So I mean, a draw would not be something which would be
playing castle. Of course, especially in a Berlin. I mean, it's clear that you can choose
because this is
like this.
I'm a bit more surprised about this kind of sacrifice we see in the Dutch, Leningrad Dutch, for his favorite in the game. The pawn is not important. The square is important. I mean, maybe he has something. Maybe he.
Okay, but on the other hand, against the Petrov, it's also very difficult to choose. So top players also say, okay, I do what I can, and this is the kind of that opening. I still try. Game what Fabiano is playing. He likes this kind of position, energy.
To understand his mind,
yes.
It's not. You understand? We all have
full of calculation.
Yes,
and
he quit chess and he started writing books. So far, I believe it was an intuitive game. And he started one of his reviews. But of course, at some point, you have to calculate. The good thing about not being a professional chess player anymore is that I don't wake up in the night all sweat, asking myself what I'm going to play tomorrow against the group.
In the meantime, I also got a question from our audience whether when Bobby was here, was he recommending any book to me to study from? Actually, he was not coaching me and my sisters. He was visiting our house.
I had not nightmares.
We were playing
but in reality, when I
or
woke
twice,
up, I had
only
to
in
deal with all
pairs.
these openings.
And it was not real chess, but it was 960. It was the Fischer round. Because he was really a believer that the body language theory is ruining the game. I'm not happy with this. He wanted to focus only
if I can get anything unpleasant for Ilya.
Understanding, and this is why he was pushing very much that we have to play the Fischer random, where the basic rank of all the pieces are shuffled. So you have ways of playing it either beforehand, you figure out how to set up the pieces,
absolutely, but still
or
you have
play the first
probably
he would be more happy
without
to have a more lively position,
put your
more
action
action happening
right?
wherever you want.
Ilya is a very
To be
interesting
honest, I was
player.
never